Warning, spoilers are present in this podcast.
Third World Cinema Club.
Okay, everyone, welcome to Third World Cinema Club. I'm John Tawasil from Present Confusion.
I'm Princess Kinok of Film Police Reviews.
I'm DJ Ramones of ReverseDelay.net.
And I'm Jim of Jimmy Lee Kulate ba pa?
So today, we'll be talking about, well, not a Filipino film, but a film that has special meaning to this podcast because a few years ago,
Yes.
we watched Creed 2 together.
Yes.
I think it was one of the first movies that we watched together and talked about in the podcast. No,
Mm.
um, so this is the third installment of the Creed trilogy, which chronicles the trials and tribulations of Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, the son of famous boxer Apollo Creed, who was the villain of the first Rocky movie. So over the past since 2015, no, 2015 was Creed 1. He's fought for and won the title. He's gone through all sorts of fights himself, and by the start of Creed 3, he has already fought his retirement fight, his final battle with a 26-1 record. And according to, well, the sports people in that universe, he's one of the best boxers when he retired. But then his post retirement life is shaken when a old friend, played by Jonathan Majors, comes onto the scene. So this guy Dame is went to prison because of some things that he did in the past, and he's coming to reclaim the things that he believes he deserves. Yon. So basically, yung description ng Creed 3. Um, so the Princess DJ and Jim watched the advanced screening of Creed sa SM, while I watched the film on on its premiere day sa malapit lang sa amin. And I think yung consensus natin is we all liked it naman. Pero I guess starting with Princess, yan. Princess, what did you think of Creed 3?
Yes. So, thankfully naman, hindi lang ako yung mag-isang may gusto nito. Kasi with the first two installments, I had no idea what the Rocky series was. So, during the pandemic, trinay ko siyang panoorin, and trinay kong intindihin yung universe na binild ni Sylvester Stallone. And I have huge respects for him after seeing that, and same with the Creed series. So, um, ayun, what I thought of the film was so it's so beautiful. Maganda yung katawan nilang dalawa. Maganda yung premise ng story
Yun
kasi
talaga eh, no?
it it oh, it deviates away from from Rocky, and that Rocky universe, but same essence kasi it still talks about family, about um the sport of boxing, and andun pa din yung charismatic appeal ng characters nila Adonis Creed and his family. So it's a surprising directorial debut from Michael B. Creed himself. Although andun pa rin sila Ryan Coogler, who serves as the writer for this film. I wanted to, if he can listen to us now, I'm gonna say this in English. Well, in English. Ayun, I commend you, sir. This is a really great directorial debut from you. Kasi he took the elements of boxing on a different level. Alam mo yun? Parang sanay na tayo na pagka may boxing movie na parang, okay, maglalaban sila, blah, 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 ganyan. Pero dito napalawak niya eh. Alam mo yung parang he got us inside their heads. Yun. So yun, that's what I really liked about it. And I will just jump along with you guys again as this discussion plays on. But for me, I'm gonna give all the stars, yan, to Ryan Coogler also for still staying on with the team, and Sylvester Stallone is still here as a producer. But it's good that they still paid respects to the franchise. So yeah.
Ayun, no? How about, siguro DJ, ikaw naman. What did you think about Creed 3?
Mm, I agree with yung emerging parang majority opinion on the film na uh it's still a very good installment for the franchise, and the franchise remains one of the most consistently and surprisingly good series that we have today. Um, in comparison to the earlier installments, siguro yung best part for this with this third installment for me is yung villain niya, played by Jonathan Majors. And maybe si Jonathan Majors kasi parang sobrang, oh, ano siya eh, parang ang lakas ng dating niya. And especially medyo bago siya sa mainstream films recently. Pero his character and his performance makes for a very strong component of this movie na parang across the three films for me parang siya yung nag-present ng ano eh, ng biggest counterbalance to the main characters. Although you can also say na for example dun sa first Creed movie parang hindi naman as important yung villain. It's really more about Creed overcoming personal history ganun. It's not necessarily man versus man, parang man versus circumstances type of story siya. Mm, other things, yung fights, syempre when it comes to Creed and Rocky, parang essential syempre yung fights. And very different yung approach dito sa Creed 3. And while a lot of people liked it, for me, maybe not as much, or I'm not as totally sold on the way they portrayed the fights. Much has been said na the choreography and the style or presentation of the fights were inspired by anime. Pero it worked for me up to a point na I liked how it's a lot more dynamic. The camera followed the fighters and may flow yung cinematography. Parang mas intimate yung dating niya. Pero at some points for me overdone na siya. Especially dun sa big fight. I'm not sure are we doing spoilers na ba? Pero I'm not sold dun sa choice na ginawa nila dun sa final fight na super stylized. Maybe for me kasi yung Creed or Rocky parang it's about yung in terms of the action it's something that should be realistic and grounded, and that's something that sets it apart from superhero movies for example. Ayun, yun yung main thoughts ko on Creed 3.
Ayun, okay. And finally, Jim. Jim, ikaw naman, Jim. Your thoughts on Creed 3?
Siyempre, 4 stars. Kasi ang daming paayudan ni na ano eh. Ni na Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors. Yun talaga yung habol ko. Bakla lang po. Kaya yun talaga habol ko eh. Hindi. Actually, when I was watching Creed 3, may naalala akong other um, boxing themed film, no, titled Warrior, starring Tom Hardy, Joel Edgerton, and Nick Nolte. No, so, ano ang nakita kong medyo similarity ng film? May mga emotional baggages yung both characters. Doon kasi in Warrior, brothers sila na nag-compete with each other. Unlike here in Creed 3, magkaibigan sila and then suddenly may nangyaring crime and then um, Adonis Creed got away when he was young and then Damien or Dame um, got caught and then imprisoned. And then yun yung parang ano na doon na magsa-start yung pag-haunt ng past for both of them. Ganon. So, yun yung parang naging motivations or motivations nung character ni Dame. And at the same time, ito rin yung nagiging hindrance for Adonis Creed to forgive himself. And I like that part dun sa film. For a directorial debut, if I'm not mistaken, na-impress rin naman ako with Michael B. Jordan's directorial effort. Kasi alam mo na with a lot of collaborations nila ni Ryan Coogler, no, starting from Fruitvale Station, no, kasi Totoy pa si Michael B. Jordan doon, it's Ryan Coogler, and then Black Panther, tapos ito na, 'di ba, Creed. Makikita mo na may ano siya, mayroon siyang learnings, meron siyang napupulot doon sa directorial aspects or creative decision ni Ryan Coogler. Although makikita mo rin yung um, kumbaga yung distinction ni Michael B. Jordan in um, creative aspects or decision. Like, for instance, yung nabanggit kanina ni DJ, no, yung stylized na it looks like intimate na yung boxing, no. And then, suddenly, biglang may reha. So, parang may rehas na, ang probinsyano ba ito? Charot. Yan. Kumbaga, nakakagulat lang na may ganong part na na stylized. Although, nung una, parang ako rin, I felt na parang, parang di siya, hindi siya, hindi ko rin siya masyadong, as an audience, hindi ko siya masakyan. But then, that's a creative choice ni Michael B. Jordan. So, no. So, other than the usual pag boxing, makikita mo yung nag-cheer or may betting na nagaganap, it was them because they are confronting each other's demons. Ganun ang nangyari dun sa particular scene na yon. And then may mga cinematography or sa cinematography, from the shots, even the framing, may napansin akong nagandahan ako dun. Yung part na yung first fight ni Dame, if you've particularly or if you've noticed it, dun sa part nung kay Dame is mas malaki yung inokupa niyang space rather than kay Adonis Creed. So, ang nakikita ko na tawag dito parang interpretation or pagkakabasa ko dun sa film was that Dame is really wanted to occupy more space than Adonis because he wanted to have that place in the boxing industry kasi gusto niya maging champion. Yun. So, ano pa ba? Sabi ko dun sa film. May pagka-diverse siya yung film kasi isipin mo, hindi lang siya tumutok sa African American or Black American. Kasi yung isang fighter, nakalimutan ko yung name, he's correct me if I'm wrong, parang Mexican or Spanish speaking boxer, 'di ba? And then yung anak nila ni Adonis Creed and the character played by Tessa
Si
Thompson,
Felix.
no, ay deaf. So, yun yung another aspect na naganda na, okay, may mga diversity yung character. Ay, going back, Felix yung name nung isang character na boxer, no. So, ano pa ba? Ayun, actually ang pinaka-highlight talaga sa film si Jonathan Majors, 'di ba? Kasi talagang inaangkin niya pag siya na talaga yung nasa screen, talaga ang niya, ang taas nung tawag dito. Powerful yung presence niya on screen eh. Kasi yung mga galaw niya, yung moves niya nakakatuwa, no? Parang unggoy, ang likot sa ring eh. Pero it was I believe with the direction of Michael B. Jordan and kumbaga the artistic choice by Jonathan Majors, it works effectively on screen. Ayun. So, yun lang. Yun lang so far.
All right. So, no. Ah, so ako naman, parang review slash isi-synthesize ko din yung mga points na ni-raise nyo. Ako, I liked Creed 3, pero in very different, siguro in a little bit different way na na nagustuhan ko yung other two films sa universe na to. I learned na parang hindi ba producer dito si Stallone, pero parang hindi siya directly involved or parang hindi ganun ka-involved siya with the production of this particular film. Um, Kasi dito mas nararamdaman ko yung influence ni Coogler tsaka yung parang artistic choice nga, tama nga si Jim, na sinabi ni Michael B. Jordan. Kasi in previous Rocky films, gaya ng kunyari, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky Balboa, yung parang comeback-ish film niya. There's an emphasis on parang realism. Lalo na sa Rocky Balboa, para ka talaga nanonood ng pay-per-view dun sa yung huling fight ni Rocky dun. Pero here, the fight is used more as a metaphor na pang-settle ng differences between these two people. Tsaka ang dami niyang tali with everything, no? Since Rocky tsaka si Tessa Thompson, they're both parang retired from the thing that they love doing, which is, well, for Michael B. Jordan, it's boxing. Kay dun sa character ni Tessa Thompson, it's actively singing. Kasi di ba may hearing loss si Tessa Thompson and she has to settle for um, producing, basically making music for other people, while si Adonis Creed naging promoter siya, so, and also trainer din, so he's making other people great, yung mga boxers na alaga niya, si Chavez and all of that, no? And there's this, yun nga, yung appearance ni Jonathan Majors, it's much more it's a much more personal villain than the other two, kumbaga, hindi naman villain antagonist nga, pero they're not really per se bad people eh. Kasi kunyari sa Creed, parang show off lang yung kalaban niya sa Creed 1, sa Creed 2 yung anak ni Ivan Drago, na yung taong yun wala naman siyang atraso or wala naman siyang bad blood mismo kay Adonis Creed. He's settling yung issue ng tatay nung dalawa, 'di ba? Yung laban ng dalawa. While the two of them, they're not really, they don't hate each other or anything. Yung makikita mo nga dito sa Creed 3, Adonis Creed trains with si Victor Drago. So yun, here talaga Creed is fighting to settle something for himself. Parang sabi nga ni DJ, it's not man versus man, pero more man versus himself then, in a way. Kasi Damien represents what could have happened to Creed himself, while also subtly being, parang subtle criticism siya sa justice system ng US. If you remember, si Coogler and Jordan, they teamed up first with Fruitvale Station, which is also a condemnation of that. Isipin mo, gun possession lang naman si Damien and he was underage, pero 18 years siyang nakulong. What happened to him in that prison? Hindi natin alam. And bakit napakatagal? Just for possession of a firearm. He didn't fire it. He didn't kill anyone. Wala siyang pinatay. Pero ang tagal niya nakulong. Di ba? So, yun.
Ayun na nga. By the way, John, sorry to cut you. Kasi binasa ko after kumanood ng Creed 3 kung bakit wala si Rocky. Kasi usually, di ba, although kahit hindi siya yung director, ganyan, mafe-feel mo yung elements niya. Ang elements niya is yung family drama, ganyan. Sobrang heightened niya or whatever. So may reports na nag-away pala si Sylvester Stallone tsaka yung producer ng Creed, which is si Erwin Williams. So nag-away sila kasi, tapos the reason why wala na siya sa Creed 3 is because hindi siya nag-agree dun sa papatunguhan ng timeline, which is going dark na siya. Parang gusto talaga niya light lang siya, na parang not so heavy on the family drama, pero gusto niya parang medyo yung mga heroes daw niya nabe-beat up but they get up, parang gano'n. So parang dito kasi medyo naging dark na yung takbo nung storya, which hindi niya nagustuhan. So parang kahit ba credited siya as producer, sabi niya ano, tinext ko kasi siya, char, ano, sabi niya, ano daw, hindi daw, it's not my film anymore. It's Ryan Coogler's, Erwin William, and Michael B. Jordan's film now. Sabi niya. Medyo bitter ang lolo mo. Yun.
Correct lang kita, sis. Erwin Winkler.
Winkler pala, sorry. Si Erwin Winkler, yan. Siya yung producer ng Creed 3.
I see. Okay. So, parang hindi naman kay Coogler mismo, pero one of the other producers of the film, I'm guessing.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But tama naman yung ano mo din, yung analysis mo na, they, siguro sila collectively, ewan ko, parang sa akin kasi, si Rocky, it's also a story about immigrants alam mo yun? Parang,
Oh, though
diba?
yung anggulo ko kasi diyan is yung pag-depict yung pag-depict ni Stallone ng boxing scenes is fundamentally different sa pag-depict ni Jordan/Coogler ng boxing scenes nila. Kay Stallone, parang the action is there as is. Parang sige, nagsusuntukan sila, pero makikita mo lang silang naglalaban. Parang implied lang yung mga saloobin nila na nilalabas nila sa fight na yon. Whereas dito sa Creed 3, nung ginagawa na siya ni Jordan, sabi nga ni DJ na kumakalap sila sa anime. So parang yung parang subtext na yon, parang nilabas nila into the open, para naging visually ano na siya. Kaya yun nga, makakita kayo ng rehas, biglang nawala lahat ng audience, para silang dalawa lang yung naglalaban. Parang ang daming visual metaphors for things na patipong parang ako ay natatali ako, I'm being chained to the past, I'm fighting this to escape the past. And that's why then there are comparisons to anime kasi in a lot of anime maraming ganyan, hindi po may mga lumalabas na tigre-tigre sa boxing ring, mga lumalabas na dragon, mga bulkan na sumasabog, because parang nililiteralize nila yung visual metaphor ng kung ano man yung nangyayari doon, na tipong itong dalawang ito ang kanila pinaglalaban, ganyan. And not just boxing anime, also other anime series din na lalo na siguro dito, if you kung napansin mo, especially in the first and the last fight, meron parang Robert Downey Jr. esque na slow motion shots of the body, na tipong this is an opportunity to counter, this is an opportunity to punch, dito susuntukin ko siya dito. Tapos nung pinakahuli, nung on the ropes na si Jonathan Majors, yung makikita mo this very I like this sequence of shots a lot, yung tipong sunod na shots na makikita mo nag-break ng konting-konti yung guard ni Jonathan Majors, tas doon siya sinutok ni Michael B. Jordan. That's very anime, na tipong they're stretching yung time. Na tipong halos lahat parang akala mo slow motion, na tipong nagsusutukan sila. It's definitely an artistic choice, and it's very different from yung ginawa nila sa Rocky. And nag-gets ko naman yung pinanggalingan ni TJ na if he yung preference niya for more realistic depictions of fighting. Pero wala lang, I found this very interesting din, na ganito yung ginawa nila, na yung parang
na parang Ippo Makonochi talaga.
knockout,
Pero yun din
kumbaga.
yung
Yung
hindi
tipo
yung
sa
naalala ko dun Sherlock
diba?
Holmes.
Oo. Oh yeah, Sherlock Holmes, diba? Tsaka yung sa slam dunk na tipong yung isang 3-point shot ay tipong isang episode worth of content,
episode
diba?
Yes.
Na tipong yung
sa Monday na malalaman kung na-shoot ba?
na-shoot ba nila o hindi? Kaya yun,
Ako, sorry, go.
Jordan plays a lot with yung parang temporality nung scene, na tipong, in that very scene, which takes place like in the space of a few minutes, pag snap back natin to reality, round 11 na. And parang to him, the fight is secondary to yung internal conflict between these two people. Na yun nga, this person who feels like yung buhay niya ininakaw sa kanya, and this person who is struggling to justify na if he deserves that life or not. So yun yung banggaan ng dalawa. When in the end, I also like yung post-fight na scene ng dalawa. I won't completely spoil it, pero mag-uusap yung dalawa after. And parang they came to terms with they came to terms with their problems through fighting of all things, na in a sense yung sistema talaga yung sumira sa buhay nung isa, at yung isa parang yun nga, parang na-overcome yung kanyang imposter syndrome. And I guess this plays into the final, parang yung final observation ko, which is yung connection niya to the subplot nung anak ni Adonis Creed, who is yung anak niya babae who is deaf, pero she wants to take after her father. And I think yung ine-emphasize na konti nung pelikula is yung difference between boxing, which is a controlled sport, which is done, yun nga, sa ika nga ni Adonis, is full of timing, reflexes, strategy, na nakikita mo doon sa cinematography din, and yung pag-shoot niya ng boxing scenes, as contrasted to just fighting for violence. Binring up yun ni Tessa Thompson nung binugbog nung anak nila yung isa nilang kaklase na binubuli siya, na kasi kay Creed, you fight to protect something, 'di ba? Pero kay Tessa Thompson naman, it's not enough that you know how to fight, 'di ba, sabi niya. You also need to know why you fight. And the why is yung center, yung pinaka-thematic center ng pelikula. Bakit lumalaban si Adonis, bakit lumalaban si Dame, si Jonathan Majors, nandun eh. At yung philosophy na yun, na-reflect yun sa filmmaking ni Michael B. Jordan. Kaya ako din, very impressed ako sa kanyang debut dito. Yun. So,
Correct. Sorry, add ko lang din. In comparison, I mean, hands down, I love the Rocky movies. Kahit yung huli. Medyo cheesy na yung huli, pero parang, sige.
wait,
let's
which
give
one?
it.
Which Rocky movie?
yung wala pa si Creed. Yan. Yung hindi Creed-centrified na Rocky.
Like Rocky 5 or Rocky 6?
Rocky 6.
6.
6. Tama ba? Tama.
Adrian!
Oo, yan. Si Rocky 6. Ganyan. So, oo. Tapos, pero, for me, it was good in a way that they took the reins from Rocky. Kasi, ini-imagine ko, parang nabasa ko yung interviews niya, paano mo papalitan yung Creed? Kasi the first one and the second one, very good companion sila eh. Kasi Creed 1, sobrang immature pa ni Adonis, and he was going through that phase na parang he hated his what his dad was known for. At the same time, he wanted to change, parang ganun. Tapos parang magandang naging mentor niya si Rocky. Tapos sa 2, parang he was already there na sana, pero parang hindi pa pala siya totally grown up. Pero dito, tuwan-tuwa ka na, wow, he's so grown up na. Na alam mo yun, ultimo dun sa mga scenes na he was watching Felix training, na parang kino-coach niya si Felix. It brought me back to a memory of Rocky with his own gym. Na parang pareha sila doon, na parang they've grown up na, from underdogs to to people with philosophy, I guess, in life, and lots of money because of the sport, ganyan. Pero alam mo yun, parang kung ganda. Tapos natuwa ako doon sa scenes sa boxing. Kasi nga parang talaga tayong dinala sa mindset nila. Although it's obvious na anime yung influence. Pero ang ganda lang na, kasi yun nga, yung usual na boxing films, kaya sabi ko kay Jim after manood, iba siya. Kasi alam mo yun, I was expecting a usual boxing scene na, bubugan na naman sila, ganyan-ganyan. Pero dito, hindi eh. It took us from not just the behind the scenes or behind Adonis's other life, past life niya as this kid who was abused in a group home. Sorry, spoiler alert. Ayun, yung past niya na gano'n na hindi natin kahit minsan isang trace sa Creed 1 and 2, never siya nabanggit. So parang, what? All of a sudden, may ganun pala siyang backstory. So yun. So parang, sa akin natuwa ako na, alam mo yun, parang ultimo, spoiler alert, it took us even to those parts ng endorsement nung mga nung dalawang maglalaban, which is si Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, ganyan-ganyan, down to yun nga, yung parang yung iniisip siguro nila na sequence between themselves, with that fight. So yun, kaya although sa akin, nirate ko siya sa Letterboxd ng 4/5 kasi may mga cheesy parts pa din sa akin na feeling ko okay naman siguro kung wala yan siya. Tapos, idinagdagan na lang. Pero kinilabutan ako dun sa isang scene where he was trying to coach his daughter. Tapos gusto ko yung pagkaka-explain niya ng boxing. Kasi I think, yun yung siguro evolve na version na ng sport na ito and the way that parents nowadays think. Kasi sa panahon nila Rocky, they're like, no, you gotta protect your family, whatever cost, ganyan. But then here, since maganda yung dynamic ni Michael B. Jordan's characters, iba yung pagkaka-explain nila sa anak nila na parang, okay, mali yun, dapat hindi mo siya sinapak, may ibang way para gawin yon nang hindi ka nananapak. Pero at the same time, isa, sige, tuturuan kita mag-boxing, ganito yung it's about control, it's about ganon siya. So, ayun, I think, no offense naman kay Sylvester Stallone, pero, yun nga, I feel kasi na parang if it's another film na siya yung gumawa, he really has to be open to collaboration. Kasi, iba na yung mundo ngayon eh, alam mo yun, parang hindi na siya, I mean, even, spoiler alert, may mga changes din dito, like, yung akala mong sobrang laki ng nemesis sa 2, naging friend niya dito, di ba? So, yun. So, for me, hands down, that's the best part of it or aspect of it. And I can't imagine what it must be like if same banana pa rin siya na pagkakagawa. Unless open siya for collaborations and, kind of like meet halfway on how they can fully expand the Rocky universe with Creed 4. Tapos nandiyan na naman si Italian Stallone. So, yun. Or Stallion.
I-build ko yung doon sa isa mong point na, yun nga. Kasi, journey, yung parang yung maturity na ni Adonis Creed dito is also more of an emotional maturity. Kasi nga, isa sa mga complaints sa kanya ng asawa niya ay hindi siya marunong mag-express ng kanyang feelings.
Yes.
Parang Creed and also presumably si Damien kasi troubled yung childhood niya. They both grew up probably without fathers, which is, again, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, parang pinapasok nila yung parang specificity sa kanila na dito sa pelikula. Given yung culture nila, yung mga, their dads are either gone, they're incarcerated, they're absent from the picture, and they have difficulty expressing themselves emotionally, and yung way of expression lang nila is through acting out, through violence. Nananapak sila ng tao, nananakit sila ng tao.
Okay.
And yun nga, yung parang the best thing here is yung parang realization nila. Yun nga, their realization why they are fighting now. They are fighting not just to inflict violence onto other people, but to protect something, to justify something, to parang self-realization, parang therapy nila to boxing. Pero yun lang, agree naman ako sa sinabi mo. So, given na, are there any other more thoughts, final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Ako, ang napansin ko lang kasi among the 3 films, no, sa trilogy ng Creed, ito yung mas I find intimate. Kaya makikita mo rin sa pacing na medyo sa first act medyo mabagal ng konti, di ba? So, unlike kasi with the previous Creed, fast-paced kasi makikita mo yung directorial pa rin to, effort ni Coogler. But this, since it's a creative choice ni ni Michael B. Jordan. So, mas intimate siya because dito na nakikita yung emotional, nabanggit nga kanina ni Jan, yung emotional maturity na ni ni Adonis Creed na from the start he's trying to um, hide it kung ano man yung meron siya in the past. But then after a confrontation and after realizing some things, doon siya nagkaroon ng ng another character development when it comes to forgiveness. Actually, maganda nga yung conversation nila ni Tessa Thompson about forgiveness. And at the same time, yung sa part din ni Tessa Thompson, kasi siya nagkaroon siya ng loss of hearing, di ba? So, yung about dreams, di ba? So, basta ang ganda lang ng part na yun sa yung intimate na usapan nila after the death of Adonis Creed's mother. Sorry, spoiler alert. Baka spoiler na yun. Alert na yun.
Alright. So,
Saka pa pala, naalala ko pa pala sa natuwa tayo yun. Parang may quasi-documentary style siya, di ba? Kasi dun sa Showtime.
Oo.
Yung parang
Ganda yun.
yung,
Parang ads. Parang siya, commercial. Commercial break, ganyan. Interlude. Tapos yun. Yun, gusto ko yun.
parang nag-mix yung actual na program doon sa yun nga, para ka nanonood ng TV special na sports in
Galing.
between all of the other things.
Oo,
Pero yun,
galing.
any more final thoughts, DJ or Princess?
Ako, I'm good. Okay na ako dito.
DJ, ikaw.
Interesting lang no na although spin-off itong entire Creed series, iba-iba yung naging directors niya. Although probably si Coogler pa rin yung puppet master ng entire series. Pero may variety pa rin siya even if it doesn't really follow a trilogy structure na unlike say Star Wars ganyan na we know definitely na yung third film yung end nung that particular chapter or trilogy. Pero ito parang may iba-iba pa rin siyang nabigay for each film. In a way, pinaka-intimate itong third film. I would say the first film also was quite intimate kasi nga may dynamic between this Creed person and Rocky. Tapos yung second film, yung pinaka-straightforward lang na medyo blockbuster lang na nag-rely lang talaga siya on tropes. Pero yun lang naman na interesting na may personality talaga each film. Very distinct even if they're all part of a series na in itself is just a spin-off of a more established series or franchise.
Correct.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see where they will go next nga with the franchise. Kung meron pang spin-offs. Kasi, essentially, retired na si Creed unless mag-unretire ulit siya. Well, nanalo siya.
Oo.
Amara naman daw.
Si
Amara.
Amara.
Si Amara.
Para si Laila
Amara.
Ali or yung mga ganun.
Para naman yun, parang kasunod na ng Wakanda Forever dahil yung anak, papasahan siya.
Correct.
Pass the baton.
Imbes na
Pass the
Creed,
baton.
Amara. Ganun yung
Pero pero it's been 7 years since the start of this trilogy. Parang ang bilis ng panahon, no?
Oo.
Parang that time, parang nasa late 20s pa lang si Michael B. Jordan. Now, nasa late 30s na siya. Diba?
Ay, oo nga, no? Correct. Ay, alam nyo, na-resolve kasi nung nung nanonood kami, nababother ako dun sa yung sa entrance nila. Pinaka-favorite ko talagang entrance. I think, sabi mo din, DJ, no? Favorite mo din. Yung sa 2. Tsaka ikaw din, Jim, di ba? Paulit-ulit natin
Yes, si Tessa Thompson, yung parang
Oo, yung
uma-aura si ate, tapos may mga ilaw. Ay, pasabog siya.
Oo, tapos naalala ko ata nung pinanood natin, yung tawa tayo ng tawang lahat kasi parang, wow, parang, jug, ganun yung mga ilaw. Tapos, na-resolve ko na sa sarili ko kung bakit siguro dito, hindi masyadong bonggi. Tapos, lalo ko naawa sa role ni Damian kasi parang, hindi siya masyadong pinahalagahan ni ni Adonis as a friend. Parang ganun na yung binigay ng entrance. Hindi siya main show, ganyan. Wala lang. Nasad ako. Naawa ako sa kanya hanggang sa dulo kasi parang he had a very troubled childhood, and although it wasn't their fault, pero alam mo yun, parang suck this justice system.
Ayun yun.
Yun. Ayun lang.
And yun, ang dami niyang, dyan ako pinaka natuwa dito sa film na to eh. Na ang dami mong pwedeng i-analyze, ang dami mong pwedeng ipasukan. Kasi hindi lang siya basta-bastang parang ano lang. And it didn't necessarily appeal to nostalgia by pero it stuck to its own continuity. I mean, there are characters from previous films nung franchise na Creed, pero hindi siya yung tipong, oh look, it's Rocky, oh look, it's ganito, oh look, this was in this was the robot from Rocky 4, parang ganun. Walang ganun.
Wala.
So I appreciated that it really made a solid film on its own. And yun lang. Hopefully you can watch Creed. It's in cinemas now. Hopefully mailabas ko to within the week para it's still in cinemas by now. Pero yun. So anyway, that's it. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Third World Cinema Club. You can follow us on our social media, ganyan.
Yes.
May plug na gano'n eh. No?
Listen to our episodes on...
May bot. Parang, we appreciate your concern at Third World Cinema Club. Please send us a DM.
Listen to us, on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
And wherever you get your podcast.
Brought to you by Ralph Lauren and Hennessy.
Nagbabanggit ka na.
Brought to you by Maya. It's everything in a bank.
Di yung endorsements kasi sa film, di ba?
Oo, di ba?
Pero yun nga.
Brand placement.
Uy, ang haba pa, ay, share ko lang. Ang haba ng trailer time natin nun no? Parang 10 ata yung trailers na pinalabas.
Baka kasi para...
Warner Brothers.
Ang dami, grabe.
Warner Brothers kasi.
Building hype.
Yes. Oh, by the way, yes. Thank you so much, Warner Brothers, for inviting us to the advance.
Yes, thank you, Warner Brothers.
Pasensya na nagkalat kami.
So, ulitin po.
Sana makapunta ako next time. Hindi ako nakapunta.
Okay lang yan. Hinawakan namin yung mga balikat ni For You. For You, balikat.
Balikat. Bawi ako. Okay? So, that's it. See you guys at the movies. Hopefully not in bad movies, but good movies. Yun na lang sasabihin ko. See you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!
Bye, guys. Stay safe.